question, Sam Liu, WonderCon 2023, Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham. That doesn't count as a question. So we were talking on the phone last week. I don't know, remember, we talked to a lot of people, but remind me, what was the name of that video game that you used for inspiration for the visuals and all that of the tone of the movie?
The video game that started all this was Bloodborne.
Right.
It's a FromSoft game from Japan. It has a very sort of cosmic horror, it's kind of, it gives you a lot of like weird information, but it doesn't sort of fill it all in for you. And I kind of like that about the storytelling structure.
Right.
But I think like Japanese horror, and the sensibilities as far as storytelling is like that and stuff like that. And so there's a little bit of that, I feel like, in this as well.
Right on. What would you say, in your estimation, we're taking a story from Mike Mignola's original comic book, what was the hardest or most difficult, challenging scene or aspect of that original comic book to bring into the animated world?
I think like most adaptations, right? It's like there's a lot of story to distill down into one thread, right? Which again, like it's like movies are different than books. Books are closer to series because of the way chapters kind of work. But with a movie, you have to sort of you have to start someplace and you got to follow that thread all the way through, right? And you got, for the most part, like one shot, right? If you start kind of telling a different story, it kind of messes up with the flow of the story, right? So I think finding that one thing, but the difficult, I feel like just the story itself. There's so many characters in it, so many people with histories that lend itself to this really mysterious, interesting, surprising past, and then again just the guilt of the characters and how do you show that, what they've done with it, and what they are trying to do, the concepts of things. There's just a lot to be unpacked. I think as we were working on it. We were following something, and then when we would run into an area, we would be like, "Whoa, that asks this kind of questions. Maybe we should explore that a little bit." And so at the beginning, we try to be very precise about what we sort of want to explore, but give it something a little extra. But then we ended up going like, "Wow, this thing is way too long. We have to sort of scrunch it back down."
Right.
I think this is again, there's just too much. There's a lot of information in it, and we had to basically pick a thing, and we chose to basically follow the humanity and sort of the rise and the fall of Batman and his sacrifice.
Right. I know you're really familiar with Batman and his universe. If you could, I'm sure in this movie they're like children to you, but if you could pick one adaptation from what we'll call the real world or the normal world into the Elseworld universe in this story, who would you pick as your favorite character?
Within this story?
Within this story, yeah.
I think it's we kind of did it. I think it's Cassandra Cain. I've always been interested in that character. I think ever since I was introduced to the beginning comics of it, right? She was such a tragic character.
Yeah.
There's elements of it I think that are difficult. That would be difficult to sort of import into something that's a little bit more family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that character as a concept has been really interesting to me.
Cool. Thanks for your time, buddy. Look forward to the premiere. We'll see you later.
Great. Take it easy.